Life doesn't always play fair. But just when we think we've got it figured out, we get served some humble pie and a steaming hot cup of the bitter truth. But kindness is the great equalizer. Good morning. Today on Kindness Rising, we're talking about how ordinary people and some extraordinary voices are rising above their adversity through courage, compassion, and community to live with hope, humanity, and heart.
This is Kindness Rising.
Adversity comes in all shapes and sizes: illness, grief, addiction, discrimination, disability. Time and again, adversity hits us like a cold, hard slap. But kindness, both given and received, that becomes the spark that lights our path forward. Today, we're going to explore the ripple effects that come when one person's support becomes another person's turning point. Because kindness isn't just an act, it's a movement. Welcome, welcome to Kindness Rising. Adversity is a powerful force. What happens when we face adversity is we become empathetic, and empathy can lead to kindness. Understanding the struggles that each other face day in and day out, that drives a desire for us to help others. When we have felt it, and I know everyone out there has felt it at some point in some way, has felt that sting of something that didn't go their way, that got in their way of their dreams. When we face those things ourselves, we become more empathetic towards others. We see the struggles in the world, and that lights our fire to become more kind with others. And here's the thing: leaders who demonstrate kindness, whether that's leading in your homes, at your work, in your community, those who demonstrate kindness and understanding during times of adversity, they build trust. They create resilient teams and resilient families that are capable of overcoming challenges together. So let me ask you this: who would you rather be around? Who would you rather work with? Who would you rather work for? Someone who is compassionate, who cares about you, who shows genuine curiosity and interest in your life, and is able to support you and give you guidance in those times, or someone who's just all about the outcomes that only cares about getting it done no matter what happens to you? I'm sure, I know I've experienced it myself in my life. I'm sure many of you have experienced it in yours. When we align ourselves with leaders who truly show compassion and interest in our lives, that's when we become the most productive. That's when we get things done. That's when we want to show up to work every day rather than having those Sunday scaries or dreading going into work. You as a leader, you as a person can be the leader that others need. I'm going to take a quick jump into the comments early today. I appreciate everyone who's coming out. I see that people are in there. Be driven, you're there every morning. I appreciate you showing up. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Our friends from Mornings in the Lab, I know Melissa and Jimmy and Keith are out there listening and supporting me every day, helping me lead with empathy and compassion against the adversity that we face. We're out here every day showing up 7:30 in the morning with Kindness Rising. So thank you very much. Get involved in the comments. I'm going to challenge you. Get that conversation going. We're building a community here. The community who cares, a community who shares, a community who can be vulnerable and supportive of each other. And that's what we want to do. Remember, adversity, when embraced with a growth mindset, that unlocks a deeper kindness within us that spreads like wildfire throughout our communities, throughout our organizations, and throughout our lives to help the world become a little bit better every day. Thank you again for joining us here on Kindness Rising. Next, let's move right into our community spotlight, our kindness spotlight. This is our chance to highlight organizations and individuals who are leaning into the concepts, the themes that we talk about here on Kindness Rising. We've got a great organization today that's working in our schools. I love to talk about the way we as adults can help our children and the people who have entrusted their lives to us become a little bit better, because that's the way we're going to spread kindness, by helping those who are entrusted to us. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a celebrity who's really experienced some crazy obstacles in his life to overcome those obstacles. I'm excited to tell you that story. So welcome to Kindness Spotlight, where we highlight organizations and the celebrity who are embodying the idea of overcoming adversity. The organization I want to bring to you today is called Overcoming Obstacles. They're a nonprofit, free kindergarten through 12 life skills curriculum. I'm going to show you their website. I think I have here. We'll scroll around it a little bit as I move through my technical side of things, try to get you all to see what they're doing. They provide educators around the world with tools to teach their students how to communicate effectively, how to achieve their meaningful goals, make good decisions, and more. They have downloadable tools for kids and for teachers to help them build strong and diverse communities. So that they have a K through 12 life skills curriculum. They've impacted almost 1 million educators from around the world and more than 200 million students. And you can see from their site here, they have a free digital library that they offer. They have a unique online platform and curriculum that helps teachers to do that. I believe strongly that we have a responsibility to our kids, through our schools, to provide not just education, not just math and English and history and all those important things, but true life skills. It starts in the home, but the schools are an essential place for us to teach these kids. I grew up with an educator as a mother. I saw the impact that she had on individuals and on groups of individuals, and we lean into that here on Kindness Rising. So get out there, support the program of Overcoming Obstacles, and together we can help our communities grow stronger. I've lost one of my screens here, and that's why I'm struggling a little bit. Like, remember, we lean into progress, not perfection. We show up every day and we take it as it comes. That's how we overcome obstacles in the moment. It's how we live our lives. We're showing it through example how we can overcome adversity to grow and develop ourselves stronger every day. I'm trying to get us to where we need to be. Next, I'm going to be talking about a celebrity who really has overcome some serious obstacles in his life. Fascinating story of hope, of humanity, of the power of perseverance, of resilience. Finally got us back to where I wanted to be. Thank you for being patient with me as we work through progress over perfection. I'm going to talk about a guy who we probably all know. We've all gotten joy from this person. I know I have since the 90s. Really enjoyed his work. I'm talking about a rubber-faced comic behind Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and In Living Color. It's Jim Carrey. And let me tell you something. He's a powerful example of how profound adversity can shape a life of extraordinary creativity and success. Jim Carrey, in his early life, many people don't know this, he faced extreme poverty, homelessness, and relentless struggle. He went from a van dwelling teenager, remember Chris Farley in a van down by the river? Guess what? Jim Carrey lived it. To become one of the most iconic actors. He's a testament to the human spirit and the transformative power of humor in the face of hardship. From a young age, Jim Carrey had a natural affinity for comedy. I think it's pretty clear that that's his purpose in life. He often performed for his family and lifted their spirits at times that were difficult. But what a lot of people don't know is that his childhood was not idyllic. When his father lost his job, it plunged his family into poverty. They lost their home and they actually lived in a VW van in Toronto, and tried to make it go, to the point where at 15 years old, Jim Carrey dropped out of school. He dropped out of school to become a janitor to help support his family. And the weight of those responsibilities and the constant uncertainty of his situation, that took a heavy toll on him. I'm sure that somebody out there has maybe experienced a similar thing. I can't imagine it. I was blessed to have the support of my family throughout my entire life. I did work, but I never had to face that level of poverty. But Jim Carrey did, and despite these immense challenges, he never gave up on his dream. He had a vision for what he wanted to accomplish, and he faced the adversity with humor. In his early days, after he was a janitor, he went out there on the comedy scene in Toronto. And I don't know if you've ever seen some of his early stuff, but it's pretty wild. And it certainly was not met with great acclaim. He was booed off stage. He was manic and crazy. People didn't really understand him, but he persevered. He honed his craft. He developed fearlessness in the face of that adversity, to the point where physical comedy really became his trademark. I know you guys know some of the stuff he talked about. The interesting thing and what I really like about his story is in 1985, before anybody knew who Jim Carrey was, he was out there on the comedy scene getting booed off a stage. He wrote himself a little note. He wrote a note. It was actually not a note. Excuse me. It was a check to himself for $10 million to Jim Carrey, $10 million. And the note, the little memo underneath said, "For acting services rendered." And he dated it 10 years from that date, 1995, Thanksgiving 1995. And he kept that note in his wallet. Well, guess what? By 1995, he had already exceeded that $10 million. His unwavering faith became a driving force, and that little tangible reminder that he had of the future that he wanted to create, it obviously led him to unbelievable success. The string of blockbuster hits that he had: Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber. I mean, we can all name his resume. I don't want to read it, but eventually he surpassed that $10 million check that he wrote to himself, and that was his journey from poverty to prosperity, through hope, through self-compassion. He channeled his personal pain and his struggles into a career that brought joy to others and became a profound example for how adversity can be a catalyst for greatness. From a homeless teenager, not a teacher, he was a janitor, to a beloved comedic icon, his perseverance, his self-belief, and his unwavering pursuit of that dream becomes a testament and a story of adversity. So if you're facing something and you want to accomplish something, write yourself that little note. Somehow get a reminder of what you're working for, what you're working towards, and how it will help you through that adversity to get to where you want to be. You can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it and you show up every day. Part of being the 1%. We talk about that on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, which is coming up right after my show here. We talk about it here on Kindness Rising. The people who rise above that diversity, are able to face the obstacles and the challenges that they have, even when they're in the heart of it, showing up every day, every moment. That's the key to success. Action on a daily basis. That's our kindness spotlight. I appreciate you all joining us here. I'm going to jump back into the comments real quick, see what we've got going on. Global, thanks for joining us again this morning. I appreciate your sharing of some of your struggles, your diagnosis with dyslexia and ADHD. I think you're talking about Jim Carrey, not yourself. Actually, he was influential to many people who love them and are imitating Jim. You know, I can't believe the number of times I quote some of his stuff from In Living Color. It was one of my favorite Sunday traditions, In Living Color and The Simpsons growing up. Be driven. You haven't lived at home since you were 12. Wow. I'd love to hear your story sometime. Keep it coming and tell us about it. Mom, Roseanne Roof, can't wait each morning to learn from my son. Well, Mom, I've learned a ton from you. And of course, we're going to continue to learn from each other as we go. And Lady Drew, love that you're still coming here every day with your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart. Never give up, always move forward in positive ways. I heard you on the call. I appreciate that you called into Mornings in the Lab yesterday. I know Keith is leaning into that. Eventually, we're going to get to that here on Kindness Rising too. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Keep commenting in those comments. We're going to get to them again. It's something that I am committed to, is really building that community around this. That's the point of Kindness Rising, to wake us up as a group, as a community, with hope, humanity, and heart. Next, I want to move into my Kindness Compass. The Kindness Compass is something I've started. I have, as we develop the show, come up with ways to provide even more value to all of you every day. I want to provide a little bit of practical advice, strategies, ideas of ways that we can put kindness in action. And today's no difference. I'm bringing practical advice for us to overcome adversity together and individually. So welcome to Kindness Compass. Here's the core idea. We want to build resilience. We don't want to avoid the hardships. There's no avoiding them. Like I said in the beginning, as soon as we think we got it figured out, boom, we get hit with that humble pie. Something happens, things that are out of our control. Boom, we get that dose of bitter truth. Something happens in our lives, someone we love, to ourselves. But we face it. We don't avoid that hardship. We lean into it, and we build resilience ahead of time to face that adversity. And here's some easy strategies, things to think about throughout your day that can help you to overcome that adversity. It all starts with self-compassion. Be focused on yourself. Understand that you're going to make mistake. It's progress over perfection. We talk about that all the time, right? So self-compassion, understanding that you're doing your best. You're out there. If you're truly giving all that you have and you're staying true to those values, just remember you're a good person. And when you give those messages to yourself, think about what you're saying to yourself. Are you being compassionate to yourself? Are you being supportive of yourself? Get rid of the negativity, replace it with positivity. Have a growth mindset. I love the story about Jim Carrey. Have a vision in mind, but work every day to make that vision come true. Just writing it down isn't enough. You got to act. You got to try new things. You got to lean into innovation like we do here on Kindness Rising and at Mornings in the Lab. You got to really focus on the acts that you can do to grow every day, 1%, a little bit better every day. Seek connection and support. That's what we're doing here on Kindness Rising, building this community, connection and support. There are lots of stories. There are lots of people who've been through the same things that you have or similar things, and their stories, their advice, their guidance, and their love is what's going to carry you through those really hard times. I know I have at times when I've faced hardship, gone into myself, tried to escape through various things, physical escape, substance escape, uh, and anything, fantasy, uh, but failed to act and failed to ask for help. Once I started asking for help, I got into a therapeutic relation. I joined communities. I started being honest and vulnerable and true to myself. That's when the kindness started to come through. And that's what you can do. Seek help. We're here to help you on Kindness Rising and at Mornings in the Lab. And I want you to lean into us because we are here to help you and lift you up. Focus on the controllables. There's so much in life that we can't control. You got to remember when something's spinning for you or you're facing that hardship, what can you control today? How can you act today in this moment that will make a difference? You can't control the outcome sometimes, but you can control the process. What you do every day will make a difference in how you're able to face adversity, to be resilient, to grow out of hardship. And my favorite one of all, absolutely, yesterday's theme, small acts. When you're facing hardship, when you're feeling down, when you want to lean into those negative behaviors and those things that you know are going to lead you down a path of poor health or poor mental health, do something for somebody. Act out of kindness. Get out of your head. Shatter your own ego. Remember that life is about more than just you. We live in a big world with a lot of people, a lot of things going on. There's tons of ways that you can act out of kindness that are cheap, that are free, that are easy, that can happen in the moment. We live in a digital world where connection is literally just a click away. Make a connection from a click. Share an inspirational video, share a song from Spotify. That's what I do. I love it. I get so much joy from music and so much inspiration from the lyrics and the music, that I love, and I know you all do too. And that's one thing that I do. I share songs. It's just something that makes me feel good. It reminds me of others and helps me to make that connection. So thank you all so much for listening to our kindness compass. I hope it gives you a little bit of light along the way to show a path of how we can grow together through our adversity and our hardships. Global adversity is losing a loved one and remembering the joy and love that was part of your life. Absolutely. There's so much that we can learn. Losing people we love is part of life. Death is part of life. We know that, and we carry that with us. We carry those with us every day, our loved ones. I think about my father who passed in 2017, my grandmother who passed in 2018, and another one that I taught that I love is our pets. We grow so connected to those pets and the love that we share and our ability to get to take care of something that can't take care of themselves. They give us so much joy. We've had a few losses in the pet world in our family here, and I remember those pets all the time and the love that we shared together, and I hope that you do too. Find a way, find someone, an inspiration from your ancestry, from your heritage, and lean into it. I've got it right over my shoulder. I've talked about it before. My two most important words in my world: Birdie, that's my mother's side of the family, and Roof, that's my father's side of the family. Those are where we come from. Remember where you come from. Remember, even if you've experienced family hardship, that's what forms you. That's what makes you. That adversity that comes in families too. It's really key to growth and success and powering through what we face every day. So those are some strategies. That's our kindness compass. I'm going to move into the kindness call. I've been talking about the comments. Please share the things that you're facing. Share the adversity you face. Share support with each other. It's what we do every day here on Kindness Rising. Thank you so much. So here's the kindness call. It's as simple as this. Think about yourself. Think about what you're facing today and identify one small setback, one thing that's in your way, one barrier, one wall you have to get over. You can do it. You can get over that wall. You can get past that and continue to live and grow. And put one of those strategies that I talked about in action. Use self-compassion. Have a growth mindset. Seek connection and support. I can't lean into that enough with you. You're not alone. I'm not alone. You're not alone. We're all here together making it happen. Focus on what you can control. There's so many things that we have no control. We can't control the weather. We can't control maybe how other people react to us. Environmental factors, politics, all the things that sometimes we can get sucked into in our lives and become excuses for why we can't do those. Focus on what you can control today, how you can act to make your world a little bit better and the world of the people around you a little bit better. And lastly, get out there and do an act of kindness. It's so easy. It's about intention, focusing on something with intention. Don't just wander around in a haze. Think about where you're at, live in the moment. I know there's a sound cliche, but I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Get out of your head, get together with other people, and you will build resilience for yourself and you will overcome adversity for yourself. So thank you. Thank you all very much. We've come to the end of our show. I hope today was a little bit inspirational for people, an opportunity to really think about those. Heard Jim Carrey's story. I think it's super inspirational. Write yourself a little note. Make sure you're keeping track of your goals and your vision. It can be for today, for tomorrow, for 5 years from now, from 10 years from now, like Jim Carrey did. It doesn't matter. What does matter is how you show up every day. We're showing up here every day at Kindness Rising. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us through Mornings in the Lab channel, get over to at Kindness Rising channel on YouTube. Subscribe there. I'm going to be bringing even more videos and inspirational shorts and things like that hopefully you will both enjoy and be entertained by, but also educated by. And like I said, subscribe to the channel. Visit Uncommon Kindness, Matthew Roof on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Substack, Uncommon Mentality. I hope that what I'm doing here is making a difference for you and for your families and for your loved ones. It's why I'm here. Adversity is an opportunity for growth, empathy, and kindness. It's the most human of experiences. It can really define us, but what defines us more is our response, how we face that adversity by embracing self-compassion, the growth mindset, controlling what we can, and leaning into kindness. Thank you again, everyone. Join me tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. at Kindness Rising. We're going to be talking about mental health and mental health equity and how access to care for all populations is essential and brings kindness to bridge the gaps. Thanks again for joining me on Kindness Rising, and stay uncommon, stay kind.